Dr. Steve Pachenik, and this is Steve Talks. Hi, I'm Dr. Pachenik, and I want to wish you all a happy July 4th. We had a little bit of a problem here in my studio. A tree limb came down and impaired the transformer, so I want to thank Clay Electric, a division of Touchstone Energy Cooperative, and Melrose Fire Department for bringing me back online. The first thing I'd like to say is I want to express my condolences and my anger towards Bronx Lebanon Hospital, a division of Mount Sinai. Apparently, Dr. Henry Benno, who graduated from the Dominic Medical School, went on a rampage. What's unusual about this is, number one, that he's not a doctor. Number two, he didn't qualify for any of the board exams in the state of New York or on the national boards. Number three, he had a history of mental illness. Number four, he had a history of sexual assaults. And number five, he came out of homeless shelters. This is unconscionable on the part of Mount Sinai hospital systems. Instead of going around asking for billions of dollars for the Guggenheim Pavilion or increasing the size of the Icon Medical School at Mount Sinai, I strongly suggest to both the president and the dean of students there that you concentrate on the quality of your doctors and the quality of your students. You should remember that my family trained at Mount Sinai. I did too. And at one time, it was a great, great hospital. Now we have a question about how good it really is. To my next point, I want to address all those doctors, newspaper editors, reporters, and pseudo-psychiatrists who want to claim that Trump is mentally ill or highly disturbed. Nothing could be further from the truth. The reality is that Trump is a master of manipulation. He is a master of the circus media, and he baits everyone into this trap so that he can play with them and eventually vanquish them. The whole issue with Morning Joe and the Brzezinski and Scarborough issue is really quite a farce, because if you look at it, you'll see that in the beginning they were kowtowing to Trump, and then he turned around the entire relationship to basically denigrate them. In fact, what really happened is they denigrated themselves in the process of trying to be sycophants. The reality of Joe Scarborough is that he had been involved in the murder or the accidental death of an intern, and then subsequently had history of sexual involvements with his staffers, who then became his wife. So to Mika Brzezinski, who is the descendant of a very famous Czechoslovakian president, Mr. Beneš, I warn you, Mr. Scarborough, will either kill you or have another affair and break that marriage. It's part of his history. Now to Mr. Trump himself. For those of you who do not understand what Trump is or what his dynamics are, you really don't have to become a pseudo-psychologist. I strongly recommend that you read The Art of the Deal. Everything he has done or will do is in that book. Number one, he says, always bait the media. Number two, you create a circus with the media so that they are always responding to your initiative. Number three, he said, think. But when you think big. And if you have a thought, might as well be the biggest thought possible. Then Trump says, look, in my business, you have to be ruthless. You don't build buildings in New Jersey and casinos in New Jersey where the honorable mob is without having mobsters on the construction crew. Now, that's not a defamation. That's just a simple point of fact. You don't build buildings in New York unless you're ruthless, unless you understand how to deal with the countless number of unions that are involved. So if you want to play with Trump, please understand that he is waiting for you. He has the ability to manipulate anything you do, and in the long run, you will not succeed. Now, what has happened in the meantime since we've been distracted by the Scarborough-Brzezinski affair? Number one, the president met with the president of South Korea. As a result of that meeting, we are now exporting more F-35s and increasing our exports to South Korea. This is no mean feat, because for the most part, even though South Korea has been a very good partner of the United States, it has always had an internal problem in terms of our distribution within its own country. Trump has rectified that problem, and now we are able to export to the inside of South Korea without the Zaibatsus or the Chabals, the big trans corporations in South Korea, stopping our exports. Number two, Trump has done something that the media has not even taken care of or aware of, and that is he has put special forces in between Turkey, our ally, and the Kurds, PGY, both of whom are our allies in North Syria. I have to commend General Mattis, General McFarland, General Vodal, and the head of SOCOM, Special Operations Command, for having put very brave Special Forces soldiers literally in between two fighting allies, the Turks and the women in the Kurdish army. The Turks claim that the Kurds are part of a terrorist group, and we claim, look, we have worked with this group, the PGY. We have been successful against ISIS, and we don't want any conflagrations. In turn, we will disarm them accordingly, but give us the time and the place and give us the patience to do this. So he has been quite successful. The second part, he has been very successful in our trade agreements with the Middle East, and in particular with Saudi Arabia, with Israel, with Dubai, and now, as I've said before, he is handling the problem of Qatar. Rex Tillerson has done an excellent job in trying to mediate the issue of Qatar, which could have gone into a third world war, but we haven't gone into that. Now for the most important part. Let's give this president a chance. We gave Clinton a chance. He didn't perform brilliantly. We gave Bush Jr. a chance. He gave us 9/11. He gave us the Iraq War. He gave us Afghanistan. And he gave us interminable problems of wars all over the world called wars of terror, which of course did not exist. Then we had this mysterious African American who came out of nowhere, but really was a product of the CIA, and I'm talking about Obama. No one could have been more devious and more nefarious than this quiet so-called gentleman who came out of the breast of the CIA, whose maternal grandparents were CIA operatives under the auspices of what used to be, for me, the East-West Center in Hawaii. He, in 8 years, accomplished very little. Obamacare's finished. The war in Benghazi was a false flag, and also, not a false flag, but it was an unnecessary war. Hillary Clinton was a disaster. John Kerry was a disaster, and Obama was a disaster. So now it's time to give this businessman, who started with very little, albeit his father was a very tough businessman, and he has come into the White House. He has acted like a president who is a businessman and will continue to be a businessman. Give him a chance. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. America, and have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Hi, this is Dr. Steve Chenik. This is Steve Talks.